Welcome to Season 2 of Take a Timeout with Dustin Sullivan, a production of Can Do Group, a 501c not-for-profit business supporting the needs of adults with developmental disabilities. In our first episode this season, we are switching things up to give you an opportunity to learn a little more about our host, Dustin Sullivan. Can Do Group's Director of Operations, Kevin Lewis, takes a timeout to interview Dustin. Kick it off, Kevin.
So here we go, Dustin. So those of us who know you somewhat well know that you are passionate about sports, love your sports.
Yeah.
So can you tell us how you became so interested in sports?
I just always liked them because my dad grew up like watching Steelers, so that's how I started. Because my grandpa used to tell me stories about sports, so I always loved the stories that my grandpa told me. He was a big sports fan, so it kind of set off something in me.
Good. So it started with dad and granddad primarily,
Yeah.
huh? Awesome. And are they the reason you've chosen some of the teams you support, like the Steelers and the Reds and the Buckeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked the Buckeyes because we're from Ohio, so I like to support the Ohio teams. And I like to have teams all different places because I like to mix it up a little bit.
Who was the Steelers fan?
My dad. Because he grew up in the 70s watching the Steel Curtain.
Mm-hmm.
I just always liked their colors. And it's because Ben Roethlisberger was from Ohio, so it kind of wanted me to like him.
You got some close ties to it from hometown and whatnot.
Yeah, and I like the Reds because my grandpa grew up watching the Big Red Machine.
Mm-hmm.
The most dominant because they were known for the Nasty Boys. Rob Dibble, Norm Charlton, and Randy Myers.
Yeah, that's amazing you remember those three names. Because I might have gotten them in a little bit, but I don't know if I could have.
And I like them that
Rattle them
quickly.
off like that.
The reason I like the Buckeyes is because I love the culture and how passionate fans are.
I'm with you on all but the Steelers.
Yeah, my most memorable moment was going to the Browns Steelers and sitting in the dog pound with my grandpa.
Browns, Steelers in the dog
Yeah.
pound.
And he wasn't even it wasn't the Steelers.
Oh.
It was the Bengals and the Browns.
Oh, okay. Nonetheless, it's a great experience to go to a
Yeah.
big stadium like that and get to experience it.
And see how the fans are.
Yeah.
Some interesting stuff when you go to games.
Yeah, you had a bad experience
Yeah.
with what teams were playing.
We went to Browns Steelers game with like 12. And my dad was sitting there with my uncle that passed away. And he was cheering for Steelers. And some big guy like grabbed my dad and was choking him out. My uncle that was bigger than him grabbed him like, and another Browns fan said, "We're Browns fans, we don't do that."
Yeah, and you were there to
Yeah.
support the Steelers, so it scared Dustin because
Yeah, my mom was cheering. I was cheering, and some lady told my mom he needs to stop cheering. She's like, he's 12. He doesn't understand.
Yeah, people get a little bit overboard with that. The worst I ever had was at a pay-per-view fight. I got a beer thrown on me, Dustin, but, you know.
Yeah, that's not the worst thing ever.
Mike Tyson and
Holyfield?
Leon Spinks, I think. Back in the day, you didn't watch it in your living room. You had to go to a theater and pay so much. So I paid $25 to get a beer thrown on me because some guy was mad that Mike Tyson knocked out Spinks in the first round.
So if you're frustrated, watch sports, just run over trash cans.
Just run over trash cans.
And
They're cheaper
yeah.
than TVs.
And it's better than hurting people. Because that's not right.
So before I move on to my next question, we're gonna put in the trivia question of the week. You ready?
Yeah.
okay.
So, how many turkeys are eaten on Thanksgiving? Since we're doing this taping just before Thanksgiving here.
How many turkeys are eaten during the American Thanksgiving?
Well, I don't think they celebrate Thanksgiving in other countries.
Well, I think they do, but I think
Do they?
probably don't eat.
I think that's an
turkey,
American
maybe.
holiday. There's probably others around the world that celebrate it that are from the United States, but I think it's primarily an
I'm going
American
to say
holiday.
like 30,000 turkeys a year.
30,000 turkeys at Thanksgiving?
More.
Maybe like millions.
I'd say
Maybe.
at least a
I'm gonna say,
couple
like-
million.
How
I'm
many
gonna
did
say,
you
like-
say, Elaine?
I said a couple million.
Jody, what's your guess?
7.5 mil.
I was gonna say like 15 million.
15 million, Alex?
15.1
15.1. He's playing the Price is Right.
I'm gonna go up on you.
Come on up on stage, Alex. You're the winner. So, 46 million turkeys are eaten on
Holy
Thanksgiving.
moly.
And to put that in context,
What?
22 million turkeys are eaten at Christmas, and 19 million turkeys are eaten at Easter.
You're the winner, Alex. You were the closest.
So it's more than double the number of turkeys
Wow.
eaten at Christmas and Christmas and Easter are eaten on Thanksgiving.
I'm not gonna lie, the turkey's
That's a lot
probably
of
not.
turkey.
It's not my favorite thing in the world. It's all right.
And then later on, we'll do the fact of the week. So I got a fact of the week for us too around the holiday as well. So moving on to my next question. You are the PA announcer for the Blanchard Valley Center. Is it considered a charity game or a celebrity game?
Celebrity basketball game.
Okay, for the PA announcer for the Blanchard Valley Center celebrity basketball game. My question is, how did you become the PA announcer for that?
Somebody like didn't do it anymore, and they asked me if I wanted to do it
Mm-hmm.
because they thought it'd be a good experience for me, and they knew it was my passion for a long time, and they thought it'd be a perfect fit. Actually, the judge was the one that Judge Robson asked me to do it.
He still does
Yeah.
it with alongside of you, right?
Yeah,
How many years have you been the PA announcer for the Blanchard
Probably
Valley
like-
Center charity game?
4 years, either 4 or 5.
4 to 5 years.
Yeah,
Cool. And you can plan to continue to do that?
yeah, as long as they ask me to do it.
Good. Very good. So, can you tell us what your style of like being a PA announcer is, and are you working on any new techniques you can use for next year's game?
Trying to work on it.
Yeah. You gonna divulge your secrets, or
No, you shouldn't.
you don't want to tell us your secrets about how you're gonna?
You should never reveal your announcing your strategies.
Never
Then you don't, because people will steal your.
steal your information,
Your
your
mojo.
ideas. Do you have any taglines like you asked me? Any mottos? Do you have anything you use with that PA? Like, and, a lot of the basketball guys will say they put the biscuit in the basket and things like that. Do you got any ones that you
Me
use?
too.
Brick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I kind of remember that one. Now I went to the
Or
game
airball.
last year, and he was yelling airball about everybody.
Or I would say bionic man. Because he had a
Bionic
bionic.
Man.
He had hurt his leg in it. He had like a thing also.
Well, since you don't want to divulge what you're working on, we'll look forward to hearing it whenever the game comes around. When is that? I know it's a ways off, but you can
Not
tell,
till March.
tell people when it's coming about.
It's usually
March.
in March
So-
every year.
March of 2023 will be the Blanchard Valley Center.
Yeah, one
celebrity
time my
game.
line was I said, because there was a guy with a man bun, I said, here comes a man bun up the court.
This is my second day with a man bun day.
I wasn't meaning it.
Now I'm extra self-conscious. This is on my second day in, Dustin.
The guy was laughing at
I
me.
wish we could turn the camera at you, right?
And the guy was laughed about it. He thought it was funny.
I'm laughing at myself.
So, Dustin, since you're such a Buckeye fan, who is your favorite Buckeye, past and present?
My past would probably be Teddy Ginn Jr.
Okay.
And my present would probably be C.J. Stroud.
And so, why is Ted Ginn Jr. your favorite of the past and C.J. Stroud your favorite of the present?
The past is Teddy Ginn because he's so fast, and he's so the way he like moves down the field. He's like sly like a raccoon,
Mhm.
and he's just amazingly unbelievable to watch.
Yeah.
What about Stroud?
I like Stroud because he's so poised, and he's a really good leader out there.
Great. Any other sports, Buckeye sports, that you have a past and present favorite in other than football, or just mainly football?
In basketball, I'd probably be Aaron Kraft because he's just a local guy.
Local boy.
And he supports a lot of disabilities, and he's a good speaker, and he played basketball for the passion of the game, didn't care if he won or lost. All he cared about was having fun. And he played so hard out there. He was just so gritty. He didn't give up on any play.
He was an amazing player. He did a lot of things, excuse me, a lot of things in my opinion that a lot of casual viewers of sports wouldn't notice. And so you could see that in him as a high school player, and you knew he'd be great as a college player. But also, you may know this, but he was just inducted into the Buckeye Ring of Honor, I think, or
That's
something for
pretty cool.
basketball. And I believe they said he was really caught off guard because he didn't expect it to come at this early of a stage post-career. So he's only been out of school for maybe 4 or 5 years, and so he's been inducted really early, which speaks to, I would say, some of what you just mentioned about him as an individual.
Before you know it, when my favorite football player for High State will be, eventually it's going to be Luke, because one day
He'd be my favorite too.
I'm going to go there and support him next year. Because he would appreciate that.
So now, I'm not going to ask you villain and superhero questions, but if you found a genie lamp and you got 3 wishes, what would those 3 wishes be?
One would be endless food.
Endless food, okay.
The second would be owning a professional sports team.
Okay.
And my third would be if I could just snap my fingers and be in Hawaii.
You would transport yourself to Hawaii?
Yeah,
How long would you stay?
as long as I want it.
Just make sure you tell the genie that. Okay, so I'm going to interject the fact of the week now because my next question is going to a different category. So the fact of the week was there was a comment made that in a letter written to his daughter, Ben Franklin proposed the turkey as the official United States bird. Did you know that?
I would never guess that. I thought our bird was going to be the cardinal. That's what I thought it'd be.
So what is the official U.S. bird of the United States? Do you know?
I was going to say
Is it the turkey?
the bald eagle.
It's the bald eagle. So it's published out there that he proposed that, but actually Ben Franklin never proposed the turkey as the official bird. After George Washington went in as the first president, they adopted the American bald eagle as the official national bird of the United States. And Benjamin Franklin did propose something else, but it was an image of Moses standing on the shore, not a turkey.
I would never do that.
So there's quite a exodus from that. But I found that interesting that as I was looking up facts, it took me to that. So the lesson there is you got to vet your facts.
Yeah.
So can't just read something and believe it always. All right, next phase of questions here. So you regularly work on art projects at Can Do Studio.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what your favorite medium to work with is?
Not really. I think making stuff on the glow forge, like burning stuff, engraving stuff.
So can you tell us what a glow forge is?
It's a laser printer thing that cuts stuff and burns stuff, and you can make mugs, and not mugs. You can make welcome signs, Christmas ornaments, gifts for people, and all different types of stuff.
Is there anybody in this room that loves the glow forge more than you? Because I think there probably is.
I think so. I think it's somebody beside me. I think her name might be Elaine. According to Jordan, it gotta be Ellie.
Elaine spends quite a bit of time learning that machine, so I know she's doing a great job helping you guys learn it.
It's been a lot of fun. We can cut and etch into plexiglass, and a lot of wood projects we've done, and we just learned that we can do it in cardboard as well.
And you can
So-
make chocolate out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
can
heard
even etch on those macaroon cookies and stuff. So yeah, it's a laser cutter, laser engraver, and so it does a lot of stuff.
If you ever want anything engraved, Alex, just
That. So how do you develop and create ideas for the projects you want to complete at Can Do?
I search on the internet, I just think it just pops in my mind.
Mhm.
That
Like, I'm
and he
kinda-
has a lot of people
That give me stuff.
that put in
Yeah.
orders.
Mhm.
He has so many
And I'm
orders.
working on trying to like not to do as much at once.
Mhm.
Yeah, we've came down with a system, and I put it in my phone, all of the orders and all of the ideas he has, because he'll throw me like, 5 in one day, and I'll be like,
And I
Dustin, I can't do it all.
And I think the best thing is that I like the old saying, one project a day, and work with somebody else later in the day. And the good thing about, I'm like when I'm doing projects, I'm more of a visual person. It's easier for me to like make stuff. I've been trying to work on
He does a
doing
lot.
less sports stuff and other stuff.
He does a lot of research on the computer, which he's able to move around on the computer with your PlayStation
Yeah.
controller, the little toggle, whatever you call that, the joystick thing is the mouse cursor moving around, and then the X button is like him doing a right click or a
Yeah.
left click on the screen. So
Yeah.
that's how he actually does things.
And the
on
thing I
computer.
like about it, it makes me feel more independent.
Mhm.
Like don't have to wait on people's hand to put. I can do stuff on my own.
Mhm.
It makes me feel like I can do stuff.
Yeah, a lot of times with my programs, I would be traveling and I would think of something and I'd write it down, or I'd be watching TV. So a lot of my ideas were just kind of spontaneous things, and I'd have to write them down and to remember them and build on them. And I didn't know if you experienced the same sort of thing, or if you.
You have to remember it
Yeah,
all.
I do.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, like, the thing about me, if you explain something to me, it like helps me be better with stuff. It's like a motivation thing for me.
So do you have like one favorite art project that you've worked on and completed that has like meaning to you or value? Is like if you had one memorable piece, do you have anything like that?
Probably doing the Buckeye wreath for my grandma. Because I remember like we were trying to drill and the gloves, sometimes it's hard to like drill because sometimes you like
Just say it.
you
Just let her
finger-
have it.
yeah, like you gotta be careful because sometimes when you're drilling, it slips and you drills you right through the finger.
Oh, that doesn't feel good.
Because I remember Brian was helping me once and he thought he could do it and he's like, I felt so bad because he drilled his hand.
Is the project memorable because he drilled his hand or because you did it for your grandmother?
Yeah, for my grandmother.
We've done a lot of Buckeye projects. There's been buckets and buckets full of Buckeyes that we still have that we could do Buckeye projects with.
I used to bring more in just because it was just like a joke or something.
Thanks.
And I figured I'd bring Buckeyes in because it would be nice for other people to use them,
Yeah.
not just me. Because, like, I'm the type of person that likes to share my things
We'll get Marty making a
Yeah.
Buckeye tree or something.
and it makes them feel. It makes me feel good when other people get to make stuff.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you, Dustin. I want you to keep up the great work you're doing. Keep that independence going.
I appreciate
And
that.
continue to enjoy Can Do. We appreciate all that you do and your involvement with Can Do.
Yep.
And so thank you everyone for joining us for this podcast today. And I'm going to let Dustin send it off with his.
That's all, folks. Beep, beep, beep.
Thank you for joining today's podcast of Take a Timeout with Dustin Sullivan, a production of Can Do Group. This podcast is made possible by the support of local businesses and community members like you. Thank you. Want to be part of the action? You can help Can Do Group continue supporting adults with developmental disabilities by donating at www.candogroup.org.